भगत सिंह पटेल है ना,
भगत सिंह जादव, JDAP.
So yeah,
Let me check on YouTube. Screen capturing on YouTube. Done it. Ready to go. You want wireless mouse?
नहीं नहीं ये चले.
I brought another one. Unless one dies.
वायरस है, मैं यूज नहीं करता. In 1964, Bill Gates invented the mouse first time with two wooden pieces and wood metal bar wheels. That is the first mouse. So it has become essential.
I'll adjust your camera also. That thing will come.
Yeah, this is right.
I shouldn't be in frame.
No, you can. I will ask questions to you also. I
First,
say, how do you think? What do you think? Like that.
it's a third row.
So what is the leader? इसको कैसे स्टार्ट करेंगे?
We just go to live cloud. That Chrome extension. Oh, no. Wait. OBS will run in background.
हाँ.
What we'll do? We'll be operating on this thing.
Yeah, but that will be seen automatically.
Yeah, it will go live on
Yeah, perfect.
at 10. It's almost 10. So
चालू कर देंगे. लीडर शुड बी 2-3. बहुत लीडर रहेंगे. तो दो राउंड है ना. दो राउंड है तो 80-40 अराउंड 15 लीडर रहेंगे. अब जो बोलेंगे मैं चालू करें. अब ये बात सुनाई देता है उधर. Done some corporate actually. Now whatever you talk they can hear.
we'll just wait for this thing. Start.
How many लाइव जो लाइव चल रहा है. तब बोर्ड एक अच्छा टॉप स्ट्रॉन्ग प्लेयर चालू करेंगे.
Yeah, that went
Let's
more
see.
than 24 hours.
पद्मिनी राउत वर्सेस साहेब पटूरी. चालू कर देंगे. पद्मिनी राउत. Divya Dasmu, top seed.
Really, really small.
So, तो चल 10 बज गए.
No, but we are on time. Sometimes it takes time to go.
Okay.
Will be comfortable with this?
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, it is. ये लगा ना. See, first time I you see.
There's a filter that yeah, that's why it will be easy.
Microphone allow. So I start now. Let me start. I start. Hello, welcome everybody to this live commentary of 49th National Women's Chess Championship being held at Ahmedabad, and we have some very interesting games today. Roughly about 15 to 18 players are on 2 points after round 2. So top seed Divya Deshmukh beats a very young talent Malik Mitika from West Bengal, and Padmini Raut meets Sai Puturi, and Tejaswini Sagar meets Bhakti Kulkarni. These are very interesting games, and also highly experienced S.I. Karode meets Sai Kotapalli. So I will be giving you some exciting games and comments you will enjoy, and I think it is already started, but the telecast is a bit slow maybe. So let's start with the first game, Mitika Malik versus Divya Deshmukh. It's not coming. It's not enter anything wrong here. Let me go to another board. No. नहीं आ रहा है. Okay. Yeah. So let's have look back to the round 2 games. Round 2 games. Round 2 आगे जाना है. So let's see Divya Deshmukh versus Fatima, how it went on. The young Divya Deshmukh, already an international master and a very talented player from Maharashtra. She is having white pieces. Okay, we have the classical queens can be declined here, and white plays the system bf4. More prudent is bg5, because when there is no pressure on f6, c5 can come after castle. More active move here, black should play c5 here, so that there is no pressure on the f6, so that would give a good chance to get equality. Not only putting pressure on center, the queen a5 will come and pin the knight and threatening knight e4. Why I cannot do marking here? I can play c5. I cannot. I'm not able to do. Okay. Okay. All right. It's okay, because all right. I just see the games and comment. c5 is more correct than b6. So white has the better game.
it is better to play here bishop check. Bishop check is better because bishop check, the knight will remove, go to center, from center to d2, so that would give more opportunity for black. Anyway, check. White has the upper hand because now white will collect the double bishop advantage and also more lead in development. So this position, with a very easy game, without effort, white has got a simply clear advantage with bishop pair and development. The idea after pawn into pawn b4 or d4, rook c1 will come. Now the game is practically over because white is not only a pawn up, the position is better and material up. So this does not require any comment or analysis. Practically it is over. Let's look at some other game. आगे का जाना है, दूसरा ये करना है. How do I go to the next game? Okay. This is Padmini Raut versus Harshi Kotwal from Jammu Kashmir. Okay. Padmini Raut is white, plays knight f3. She is normally an e4 player throughout her career, so switching to positional chess. Okay, this is a very active line, and it is also preparing the reverse King's Indian defense. This is opening is very well prepared by black. I mean, Gary Kasparov used this setup many times against this kind of setup, because now a typical King's Indian pawn formation will come with f5. So it is very good that now after pawn into f4, black is preparing to take the initiative with d5. Okay, a prophylactic move. This is necessary to guard the h6. I think this move has no relevance with the game pawn to a3. White should play on center, on king side, because it is hardly making a weakness there, makes no sense. Black is all set. Now this is very passive play. White is playing very passively, and this rook has moved 2 times and knight going backward makes no sense. So finally I told that gf, ef, and then d5 comes and black has the initiative now. I think weakening the king side is not desirable. Of course, bishop into b2 was not possible because of h6, but unnecessary weakening of king side, that white will suffer later. Now the point is bishop g2, rook e2 is coming. Rook e2 is entering. I think this is very passive play by white, and black has the file. For all practical purpose, the game is over now. This is over. It's lost completely. Okay, so now that round 3 has started, we can now look to round 3 games. Round 3. Let's see have a look at Dibya Deshmukh game from the beginning. So Dibya Deshmukh is black here, and opponent is uh, Mitika Malik, young talent from West Bengal. So E4, Karo Khan. So a solid opening, solid defense. Now this variation, it is modern grandmaster prefer here ND2. The reason is after NC3, black can play G6, when white must play S3 before bringing the knight. Immediate knight F3 will allow, suppose black plays G6 and white plays knight F3, then bishop G4 will give him some problem. Then he will be forced to push E5. That is the reason now after G6 S3 is required. So if white had played ND2, you don't have to waste your time with S3. Maybe here that black would have tried here G6. Then white must play S3 and NF3. I cannot understand why blacks should double the pawn. Not necessary. This is not necessary here. For example, you can continue with ND7 also, knight on knight and knight F6. Okay. Okay. Yeah. We'll make some setting. Please wait. Okay. Now here we could have played that, but anyway the doubling of the pawn is undesirable. It is a matter of test. Black has some advantage with it also because the e5 square is controlled. Yeah, it's perfect. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, this is okay. Fine. All right. So the game continued further. Now in this position, the doubling of the pawn has an advantage but and disadvantage. For example, suppose we reach a knight and pawn ending or king pawn ending, white has the advantage. It is unlikely that black will exchange all the pieces and enter into a king pawn end game, but it is undesirable to take a weakness so early in the game. Anyway, so let's look at other game now. Let's look at it, Tejaswini Sagar versus Bhakti Kulkarni. Started with E4. It is a French defense. So white is choosing the safe and solid Taras variation. This is a very good line for positional play. The idea of the move is that on this position it's a tricky move order. For example here the normal move is knight f6, then white will play e5, black goes nd7, and white can play f4 and get a grip on the center. So when you play b7, e5 will be a waste of time. So this is the move order b e7. Now that if white plays e5, that there is no tempo on the knight, so you don't have time for f4 and nf3. After e5 he can play c5, c3. It will go like an advanced variation. So this is very tricky move order, but in this position white can choose to play bishop to d3, waiting for knight to f6, waiting for knight to f6. Then e5 can come. Then you can play knight e2, knight g2, and then go in the normal way. So the main idea with this move order, black is avoiding the move e5 and f4. bd3. So I think this may not be wise to take the pawn now. Better to play pawn into d5, and after queen d5, knight f3 will come and game will be good for white. Okay, playing this move, he plays knight a6. Now bishop into knight will not be wise, giving a very important piece which will be useful in attack and probably the best minor piece now. So bishop into a6, and he will have a bishop pair, and defending the pawn will not be wise. Let's look at other board game now. What is happening? Esa Karvade, very experienced player, played many Olympiads for India. The line is harmless because in this kind of London system, white gets a solid position but not aggressive. So normally black has no problem in equalizing. The idea of the move now, in case white plays bishop to g5, bishop g5, pawn h6, and on bishop h4, g5, and knight d2, he can play knight f4. I am unable to make the moves here. I am unable to make. Okay, let us see. We will find out tomorrow. The point is here. Okay, the point is after bishop g5, h6, bishop h4, g5, knight f3 to d2, attacking the knight. But black has got excellent move, knight f4. ef4 is met by gf4. ef4, gh4, one double bishop and a good position. So this is the idea. But black can also go here. Black can also play here after castle and c3, knight b d7, followed by b6, bb7, and queen e8 and e5. Black can prepare to castle and d7, then b6, bishop b7, and queen e8 and e5. This also promises an easy game for black. Okay, let's see. Knight h5. Now bishop g5 has to be played, and after h6, bishop h4 has to be played. Now after bishop h4, he plays knight f2, but then you have got knight f4. Okay, so let's see. Look at the other opening. I am Soumya Swaminathan. Okay. I can use keyboard. Okay. Now bb5 check. This is idea is to hamper the smooth development of black. Now bishop should come back. Now bd7, bishop should come back to c4. After e4, after the moves, knight to f6, check. The idea is to maintain the pawn. Now after bishop to d7, white plays normally bishop to b3, c4. Bishop c4 will play now. Okay. Bishop c4 and c3. He will hang on to the pawn for some time. Chandri Hazara versus Mahalakshmi. This is quite a popular line in the early 60s, I mean early 70s. Bent Larson used this setup because just bg7 castle and later on tried to capture the pawn with nd7 and b6. Now white plays something like knight to e2 and will try to hang on because why knight e2, later on he want to defend the pawn with knight f4. Now after bg7 and knight e2 castle, knight b6 will come and black will have a counter attack on the pawn. It's a temporary pawn sacrifice. Sija Seshadri, WGM Sija Seshadri is white here. So this is a very popular line. Queen d5 is more active. After queen d5, bishop to c4, queen d6, castle. White has got a more active position, and he prefers to play nd5. So this is not a very active move. Let's return to the game between Divya Deshmukh. What is the development? So this is the knight has come back to the center and preparing to quick castling and controlling. Not much there. Padmini Raut is white. It's a close Guico piano. It would be more, it is a sort of taken a turn up from a bishop opening. Now, it is better to play, if you want to play close Guico piano, better is the c3 and nd2 like a Spanish Royal Opus type of position is preferred by grandmasters nowadays. Close Guico piano is becoming more and more popular. For example, at the moment, now d3, bishop c5. Here, bishop g5 is no problem for black. Many of the youngsters are worried the pin after bishop g5, pawn d6 and knight d5 is of no use. Black can play knight a5 and collect the bishop because after knight into f6, pawn into, and he has nothing to swap. So it is bg5 and nd5 is harmless for black. So he saves the bishop. Now I don't think this is appropriate here to waste time. He could have gone castle here. This position I think white is already little better. Now he can play knight to d4 if you want to avoid exchange, or go back to bishop a7, because after bishop a7, bishop into bishop, he should capture with a rook, so that okay. Let's have a look at the game of Bhakti Kulkarni. So now the knight has come to center. I think the opening is not very well played by white, because now he has to lose time, and bishop check is harmless, that lead in development. So black has taken this a small initiative in the opening itself. Now bishop c4 you can go, but it doesn't promise advantage. Thank you. Okay. All right. So let's look at other games also. I am Nisa Mohta is white. In fact, this line Alekhine used to play with reverse color, center holding variation. The the point is d5 is stopped and white is preparing for c3 and seizing the center. And one of the idea is to after bishop c5, bishop c5, then white can prepare with a3 and some variations that bishop check. White can prepare a3 to come and preventing bishop c5 because of bishop into f7 check and queen c4 check. The queen e2 has two ideas that I am stopping the d5 break as well and preventing the move bishop c5 also. It's a tricky move. So after queen e2, h6, not desirable. A weakness of the castle position. The pawn cover of the king must not be disturbed until and unless a player is forced. So I would say here at the moment, this can be very well met with bishop e7 ready to castle. Bishop e7 and the game will take a turn of oral attack. After b7 and castle, we will by transposition get oral attack of Spanish. But this is this is not a good move. Not good move. I think white has an advantage here because he has the better bishop. Black square bishop is better than f8 bishop, and the a file is open. So white position is slightly better. Although I would have preferred here not at this moment. I would not have played h3 here. I think it is better to play here c3 so that you can save the bishop. Idea bb3 and bc2. Okay. Still white is having a superior position. Let's return to Padmini Raut. So Bhakti Kulkarni, Padmini Raut, I think both these players have won national women's at least 5 times each, maybe or more. And this is a very big tournament because there is a whooping prize money of 30 lakhs. So the competition must be very strong. Let's look at the game of Padmini Raut. Still black has not replied. So he saved the bishop and castle. The point is white's lost the center control now. That black has a comfortable game. So the knight on d2 is also not very well placed. So I think black should be good, prepared to castle quickly. Now there should be knight f6 and castle, and I don't see that how white can press further. c4. Okay, this is understandable because then preparing to play bishop c3 and long castle so that white has some kind of majority. This is acceptable. I cannot understand why Dibya chose to double the pawn. Must be in her preparation, but I think the position is already comfortable for white. So bishop g5 is the move now. White must play bishop g5, and after h6, bishop h4. Now g5, white has nft3 d2, knight f d2, but then black has knight f4. That's the point. I guess it was played by Alexander Morozovic on one side. I don't know who is the black player. So I think bishop g5 is more or less, because bishop g3 is meekly giving the double bishop for nothing. After bishop g3, you can take it very safely. Let's look some other games. Interesting. Marian Gomes is a IM from West Bengal. So by transposition we have a English opening. So double fianchetto. It was also played frequently by Garry Kasparov, Andras Adorian, and Istvan. This is not wise to come and give the bishop so easily. I think white has already the edge. Okay. White has the edge already. Let's see, Dhyana Patel of Gujarat, former under 13 national champion. So Dhyana is white here. It is better, I feel that now black should not play d5, because the e5 square becomes a target for white for his knight. So in my opinion, the normal bishop g7, black should play here bishop g7. Arey? No, instead of d5, what I mean to say, you should play here not e5 and e7. Why this is behaving like this? So after bishop g7, e4, d6, then knight f3, castle, and black should prepare knight c6 and prepare for e5, because bg4 will come, then it is easier. So you should not play d5 at the moment, rather bg7 and wait. Now g5 and e5 becomes weak for black. It's a very easy game for white. White has the better game, because all the time black must watch the g4 break. So Dhyana has an advantage. Let's look at 25 boards. Vishwa Vasnawala from Gujarat. So it turns out to be a classical King's Indian. With the idea that c6 is played so that black can play bf5 also or queen a5 also. Now black can play queen a5, and in case he plays now something like bishop to f4, then queen to a6, bishop to e6, queen a5, with the idea that if you black plays white plays bishop to f4, bishop e6 will come and you cannot play b3. And eventually he will try to put pressure there with queen a6 and d5. Let us say bishop to e6, now queen d3, then queen a6. So it will give some problems. Okay. This is also seen. Black's intention is to play knight e4 and exchange couple of minor pieces. I think this white has got space. Black has not played very correctly. Maybe because I don't like to play bf4 with knight there. So maybe here at this moment you could have played, white could have played here h3, then preparing for e4. White can play h3 and prepare for e4. So when he played bf5 at this moment when white castled, I would say the queen a5 is a tricky line. Queen a5. Now imagine that you play bishop to g5 or bishop to f4, then bishop e6, queen d3, queen a6 is there. I think at the moment white has the better game. I would say that he can now prepare. I think s3 is good because gaining a tempo, there is not, knight is not doing anything great there. Rook a d1 is good. White has the better game. Let's see game of young talented Charvi from Karnataka, and black I think is from Kerala. Nimi. Let's see. Not the best way, because it is good if black has played Sicilian dragon, then this f3 g4 plan is good. So not the best way. Yeah, you can play bishop e6 as well, stopping bishop c4. Okay. All these things we have seen the game of Alexander Sabalov. The main idea that he wants to attack, but normally this is played only after white has castled long. The idea that black will give a pawn sack. Oh, this is not good at the moment. Here a5 move has been played. Now you have to stop, and a4 is not desirable. After a4, nb4 settles there and preparing for d5 break. So okay, there is nothing wrong in the move here. Nothing wrong with the move. Now I cannot understand why you have to give the bishop. So I would say at the moment pawn a4, because you see the earlier what happened when you play in this position, when you play a4, black knight settles at b4. So in this position, now if you play pawn a4 and if you play knight into b5, then knight b5, white is very strongly placed. So I don't think knight a7 is correct at the moment. After castle you can do that. Okay. What's happening in top boards? Divya Desmukh. So she is preparing to play king to f8 and no, I think this bishop is there. So what is he planning? Now of course, if white castle, black will castle, and the critical move here. It is interesting because white really cannot punish, because on queen check, whether he plays e2 or e3, he will blocking one of his own piece, and black can play b6 when he really cannot punish. And if white castles, black can castle and he is safe, because bs6 is harmless. The only thing that if white castle try to open the h file, which is not easy, because after h5, h4, h5, bishop g4 is coming. So I think this position is turned out to be in black's favor now, because best is to castle. Best is to make long castle. There is nothing in the check. After long castle, white will play also castle, and the point is you have to find a place for his bishop. It is very slow. The white setup is becomes so that structurally is good, but he is lacking coordination. After long castle, short castle, he is not in a position to open the h file quickly. That he has to waste lot of time there. Meanwhile, black will play re8 and consolidate his king side with bishop f8. Okay, the Padmini Raut game. b3, played d6 and he played bd4. The idea of white is that if you play with a pawn, the bishop at c5 will not have any activity. This is closed. And then if you play with the bishop after knight into bishop and ne2, white will have a comfortable game. So this is actually a good judgment to give the bishop on pawn into knight to yes. So now bishop into, he should play knight into d4, pawn into d4, knight e2. When bishop g4 fails to f3, and on c5 he has a lot of weak squares, weak pawns, double pawn on d file, because eventually white will prepare for advance of his king side pawns. I think this is slightly better for white. Nowadays the players are playing very safe, because they are not taking very rash and mostly they're strategically oriented games. So young players are working hard. Okay, so white is trying to equalize with exchange of queen and exchange of minor pieces with move. If white goes to queen to b6, then bishop e3 pin will come and exchange lot of pieces. So black must not exchange pieces, because white has a queen side majority. So black's middle game will be good for him. So he should keep more pieces and keep the queen on the board. I guess castle, queen takes queen and takes, that will be not very exciting to play for black, because he will settle with a very passive position on the queen side. So queen c7, and obviously he will give a bishop check to exchange more pieces. Bishop check has to come. After bishop check, the black will play knight c to d7 and castle. In any case, the d5 possession. Bishop check gets nothing. I would say that white can prepare here queen d4, and with her preparing to play bishop f4. So he has very active pieces, queen to d4, preparing for bishop f4. Because there is nothing better than castle, because you will invite otherwise more trouble. So I think queen d4 looks good for me as white. Well, this is quite harmless. This is quite harmless. He is preparing to develop the bishop. I think after castle, black has the initiative. So white should not castle long quickly without wasting time. And now black castles, and the rook bishop h6 is pointless, and rook e8 is coming with active play. So the problem, white has a good position but under development. Still, there is no danger. For example, he can play now castle, and after castle pawn to h3. So the bishop does not come to g4. Maybe that's a good idea. White should castle quickly, and after black castle, white should play h3, preventing the bishop g4 move. So white has got a free kingside mobility. Now the point is that the c3 break can come at later stage, and white has slightly better game. The knight at e2 is there, but it is heading for f5 later on via g3. And this is the best time. Black should get rid of his double pawn, because there is knight on e2, there is no check possibility. So d5 should be equalizing, very good chance to equalize easily. After d5, pawn into pawn, knight into pawn, and castle. I don't see any big danger. Technically, it is probably equal. So black should not miss the chance, and if he doesn't do that, he will not get the chance in again. Probably this is his best chance, because white can play later on to pawn to b4 also, or a knight to f4, not allowing the d5 break easily. So this is the best chance. He must play d5 and get rid of his double pawn. So this is game of we saw just now. What is happening? Is this guy? Why it is not coming? Yeah. So the white player is still thinking. Now bishop g5 has to be played. Bishop g5 has to be played. Black plays h6, and then bishop h4 g5, knight f d2. You have knight f4. Theoretical move with counterplay. Counterplay. then he is attacking the g2 as well and bishop as well. So then he will have take pawn into bishop with the advantage of bishop pair. Neha Singh from Bihar. Normally for Nasdar there are two main lines. One is old move bishop g5, old main line. Other one is English attack. So these are the two most popular lines. But B2 is Boleslavski. It is not a aggressive line. It is not so dangerous for. Okay. This is not dangerous. The main idea is to go for a queenside majority. Queenside majority. After knight into d5, bf5, c4, there should be no problem for black. No, this is not the correct move. This is not the correct move. Now black should prepare, instead of playing this, black should play here. Array. And d5, he should prepare knight into d5, bishop into d5 or knight into d5. Better is to play knight into d5. So pawn into d5, bishop f5, c4, and then you should play b6, not allowing the c5 break. And after b6, black has the better game. So, alright, the game continued. Strange. White is banking on the d5 back and backward pawn d6 and d5 square. Asriya Das from Assam. I think she is from Assam, Guwahati maybe. So let's have a look at. So exchange variation, which is very dull and there is no advantage is granted. Black has bishop pair. No, this is not a good line. Here, you should play either f6. This is a good line. f6 is good, or you can play active queen d6 with idea bd7 and long castle. After the move queen to d6, knight to h6, bishop to e6 and long castle. And playing d4, there is very little white can count on advantage. One tempo down. Now the bishop should have been already on d7. This is no advantage for black. Is comfortable here, very comfortable. Return to the game. Dibya. No, Dibya. So the point is that white possibility of attack is very little because h5, h4 is not coming easily and he is still not developed fully, whereas black is more well set to open up the queen side. I think black has the advantage already. A possible variation I can suggest here. Well, black to play. I think rook e8 looks good to me because that bishop e2 cannot come, and preparing to play bg4, and black also can go for the b5 break as early as possible to open the white's king's position. I think that looks good to me. think maybe variation like R8 is waiting because he wants to move the bishop. Then I can offer the pawn. After rook e8, white has nothing better than bishop d3, completing development. And after bd3, you can offer the pawn b5 because c5, then you lose the d5 square. A bishop tempo will come. So I think rook e8 is a perfect waiting move. So that when you play bishop d3, pawn b5, and if you take the pawn, then you gain a further tempo with the bishop to e6. It should be excellent for black. Rook e8 is a more creeping move, waiting for bishop d3 to come, then b5 gambit. Okay, black is still thinking, where I don't see any problem after d5, ed, nd5, and he is out of all trouble. So it should be very easy. Still thinking, same position here. Yeah. So it has taken a turn of that I told center holding variation. Black has very active play. For the pawn, black has a very active play, and it should be okay. But it is too early. It was better. It was better here. You should play g6, bg7, castle first, and then open the game. But opening as early may be not desirable here. So, not willing to allow the black knight to e5, white stops that knight e5 plan. Slightly better game. White has the comparatively a better mobility and better control. Who is this player? So preparing for the d4 break. Now black will be saddled with a bad bishop because now knight to e7, you can play pawn to e4 and open the queen side front. So the good bishop and bad bishop. White is little better already. Now e4 will come. Castle. Yeah, this looks very strong for white because so many active pieces in the center, and the problem with black that there should be a guard near his king, knight on f6 or bishop on e7 or g7, but there is no guard. Black's king side looks very risky. White has got good piece play. What did he do? Castle. And c6 is obvious move. and white will try to avoid with knight b5 if possible. White has the better game because the knight on b6 is poorly placed. Apart from the technical queenside majority, white has got a queenside majority and also active pieces in center. So preferably white is better here. Any development in the game of Dibya? So she has gone for the break, but it was more correct to gain a move at the moment. I told you about the break. So now after castle, he castle. Now it is better to gain a tempo because white has nothing other than b5. If you play b5, why not gain a rook move already in advance? So that after b5 a tempo comes, bishop e6, and then you play pawn into and knight into. The bishop is well protected on e6 by rook. I preferred here rook to e8, and now bishop d3 and then b5. And what has happened? d5. Not correct. See, if that is why I say if rook was at e8, the bishop would have gone to f8 very comfortable. Of course, the position is already black is having a better game, but always should maintain coordination. So instead of the early hasty b5, rook e8 was more to the point. Anyway, white black is better. The game can continue now, bishop e6 first, so that your queen has to go to a safe square. Okay, because queen c3 and e3 is bad. So bishop e6 and then b7. Okay, but don't you think here at the moment rook e8 was clearly better? Waiting for bishop to come and then b5. Still thinking, no change in the diagram. So he castles. Of course, now rook takes a7 is a blunder. After rook into a7, rook into rook, and pawn b6 will trap the bishop. Pawn b6 will trap. And if bishop takes pawn, it is possible because when you play b6, you can play bishop into pawn. No, that rook into rook and rook into queen is there. So bishop into pawn looks okay for me. Now white can play bishop takes pawn when b6. Oh, there is a blunder because pawn b5 is there. I overlooked. That's why I don't play chess nowadays. So bishop into pawn is a blunder because of pawn b5. And rook into pawn is a blunder. Rook takes rook and b6 trapping. So if next move he is going to play b6 and complete development and with quite active prospects. Once b6, bb7 comes and black will generate threat like ng4. After b6 and bb7, ng4 becomes a potential threat on h2 because bishop f3 will come. So black is only waiting for two useful moves after b6, bb7 when preparation is complete, threatening ng4. What can white do here? Here I recommended at this moment queen to d4. Instead of this move, why not queen d4 and with the bishop f4 with a deadly tempo when rooks are connected. Now I told that queen d4 is a good move because the queen is ready. After knight into I can play pawn into and queen will switch to king side and bishop f4 is coming. So queen d4 was more correct and would have given a free game. But after the move, I think uh, I think it is good now for black because he cannot capture the a7 pawn either way. And how is he going to stop b6 bb7? How is he going to stop? Once again, let us consider queen to d4. But then rook is coming. Now queen d4, rook d8 is coming. The idea of queen is if you play b6, you want to play bishop a6 and exchange the bishop. Now the idea that he wants to exchange the bishop. If you play b6, pawn b6, bishop a6 is coming. I think probably a6 is correct now because even if you play bishop to d7 preparing the same theme bishop 6 and g4 and that a pawn is hanging all the while and he will prepare that bishop to d4 and b5. So I would say a6 and preparing to play b5 and bishop to b7. It should be comfortable because there is no way you can stop. It should be good. Thematic a6 is correct move now. Divya Deshmukh. Are? Still not moved. Dhyana. So this is he is desperately wanted to attack now after the move. Maybe this is not desirable at the moment. White need not because after the bb5 move, rook moves, that bishop remains there unprotected. Knight has to move. So I think white has a clearly better position here. Instead of playing the move bb5, you should prepare to do some activity on king side because the d4 point is well protected and there is no way that he can bring all his minor pieces to king side. It is better to play bishop to e2 and rook g1 and g4. This is a possibility. This is one possibility. So bb5. This is why I did not recommend bishop there because you have to lose time. Unnecessary gave some counterplay to black. A possible variation bishop takes knight, f6, pawn into and pawn into pawn should be good for white. Now bishop into f6, ef6 is forced and after ef6, f into g4, white stands better. What happened to Biswa? White stands better. I think looks like h3 is good. h3 is good. Knight to f6, and we have got rook f d1. White should be clearly better here after h3. Black pieces are artificially placed because s3 with the future possibility of b3 and no knight c5 is coming, knight f4, and it should be good. And after rook f d1, the pressure on the d7 will come. Rook f c1. I don't think you should have played s3 and push the knight first. See. WGM Kiran Manisha Mahanti is black against a player from Uttar Pradesh, Sarali Patnaik. Kiran Manisha is white, black. If you play ng4, I mean, this is bishop g5 variation is right better for white. The English attack. White is planning an English attack. The earlier system, one setup I showed you, that knight and bf5 c4, that would be good if the pawn on h7. But now that black has weakened it, so it is not the same variation should be played. Playable though, it is playable. Knight into pawn into bf5, c4, b6, still good. With the idea later on you bring the knight to d7 and plant the knight at c5. It should be good. I remember I played such a variation, such kind of pawn setup against Grandmaster Benko. I suffered a lot. So I think knight to knight should be good for black, because if you exchange the bishop d3, then the position will be vulnerable on the king side also. And if you try for a queen side initiative c4, then b6 and a5, or later on a5, black is better. Of course you have to take knight to knight here. There is little choice. You have to take knight into knight. Force move. Pawn into bf5 with a reasonable counterplay. WGM Pratisha Boda is black. normal. It is, if you want to play a4, it was better to play a4 first. f4, you should make more prophylactic moves like a4, stop b5, then play king h1, and then f4. More prophylactic. White is anyway better. It is black is preparing to exchange pieces on c4 square. So it is better to play nd4, looking for the f5 square for the knight. nd4 is more desirable. After nd4, now bishop c4, then you can play b3. b3 is there, or exchanging that with the e4 point. I think it is better to play nd4 now. Now the point is, black is so that he can play the bishop c4 move when the knight c4 comes to attack the pawn. But then you have to watch the c3 point. After nc4 bc1, you have to continuously watch knight into a3. Now black is really threatening to play nc4 when bishop c1 fell to knight a3. Now it is better. No, you can give that to bishop. I think rook f8 is it should be there because the f line will open up after knight into. So it is better to play nc4. nc4, and it is difficult to defend the b2 pawn. After nc4, what is he going to do? Bishop c1 is a bad move. Black missed the opportunity. nc4. Now it may be too late. White is better. White pieces are passive. I would say better to defend the e4 point. Like the one point is bd3 supports c4 looking at h7. The other thing is that here the rook coming to d3 and s3, that he wants to keep the square available for his rook. So queen s4, I would say that better to maintain the center first and play on the f line. Unexpected shot. Unexpected. Because after pawn into rook s3, so he overlooked this. After pawn into rook s3, h6 is not coming. The threat is serious. So that is why this careless moves. This winning already. Pratishtha Buddha is winning. But I don't know what was in her mind for nc4 here. Here, after the move, he played this rook here. What about nc4? How would you meet that nc4 here? Knight c4. Okay. I think she is winning already. Last position is completely winning. Cannot take that, rook s3 is finished. Not a good move. Now the d5 square is very well protected by black. The pawn is there. Okay, I have to put the charger. यहाँ लगा सकता हूँ. So I think this is d5 square is so well protected by black. Bishop e6 will come with an advantage. Bishop e6, then queen goes, then he can easily defend that point with the queen. Queen d7 and black is rolling on the queen side. Now after the move he need not play knight or bishop on d5 because you can push that bishop anyway. So queen moves any move, queen d7 with a decisive advantage for black. I think he missed a chance of d5. So now white does not want to allow that anymore. Still there is not much. I mean it's only technically slight better game, but I think it should be leading to equality after some time. For example, now white's only plan, no, this is a bad move. Now white's plan was to play prepare f4. So you should try king h8 and try for f5 break. This is unwise to do this. Not correct. White has a better game now. At this moment, black should prepare. Just you should go away king to h8 and prepare for the f5 break. After king h8, you should prepare to move the knight and f5 break. And d7, ne5. Now I think he is going in the wrong direction. See what is Dhyana's game? Dhyana Patel. I told you this variation, white has a clear edge. Bishop into f6 because the d pawn becomes very weak, and then pawn into pawn. Because after pawn into pawn, the c3 point can be overprotected by rook s3. Bishop into f6 and pawn into fg4, and if you rook double, I can protect that pawn easily. That should be clear better. And there is no danger here. Rook s3 would have been sufficient to defend that point. Okay. The game is taking a very sharp turn. Black is threatening the exchange sacrifice, which is not so dangerous. White can easily meet that threat. White can easily meet. For example, now, white can play here knight to e2 and rook c2. You can consider about giving queen for two rooks, but only when it is necessary. Knight e2 defends c1 square as well, and I think you cannot attack the queen easily. On pawn into pawn, rook into c3, pawn into c3, rook into pawn check, rook into pawn. It could land into trouble. That's why it is better. How about pawn takes pawn and then you give a check there? About the exchange sacrifice, you have to worry. That is why white should have played a very safe card here. Bishop f6, forced, and then pawn into pawn, and you have a decisive advantage. Here at this moment, I recommend the bishop f6, gf6, pawn into pawn, and if in case you play double the rook, I will play simply knight e, white will play simply knight e2. Because even rook c2 is a harmless move. Rook c2 is harmless. White has an advantage. White has a technical advantage superiority. Now queen g4 should be good. Looking at the square. Looking at the square g6. Even a calm quiet queen g2 is also good. I think queen g4 because let him waste time with rook f6. I think this would be good. For example, queen g4. Then you play rook f6, and white can play knight into f4, rook f4, then queen e6 check, and maybe you prepare for f4 break. Possibility. It is a possibility. Queen g4, rook f6 is practically forced. The queen exchange is technically bad. Now I am giving a model variation that after queen g4, rook f6, knight into f4, rook into f4, queen g6, king cannot go to h8 on account of bishop into e5 check. And if you play rook f7, then pawn f4 with a clear advantage. White is having a big plus after queen g4. No, I think queen g4 was much stronger. Anyway. Can play b3. White's position is superior. b3 because the pawn structure is intact. So white has a better game after pawn b3. Pawn b3, white is better. He need not have played this. Now after the move queen here, I would say queen to d7. Avoid exchange because black wants to attack. So queen check is harmless. Queen h6 check is harmless. Because the f6 pawn is a fantastic defender here. So queen h6, king h8 is there. h4, h5 is too slow. Maybe. This is also plus. Because the queen will divert it. So queen h6 check, king to h8. Now rook e1. The variation is rook e1, but then he can play rook to e8 with the idea bh6. Rook to e8 with the idea you can play bh6 and push the queen back. The variation rook e1, bishop into queen check, and then rook e4. How about rook h1? Because white's intention after bishop into queen check and rook into threatening rook h4. Black has to be very careful about it. Let's see what he can do. And you are not obliged to bring the rook. You are not obliged to bring the rook. After rook e1, you need not take bishop into. Black can play very cool king to h8, so that on queen to h6, he has got rook to g8 or e8. Idea bishop pushing that. Bishop and bishop, knight into rook e4. He will push the queen from h4 point and he will be all safe. So white missed the variation and black is giving a threat now. The threat of black is ng4. ng4 threatening to play bishop f3. So white should play here. Knight to e5, knight e5 or be5. be5, bishop into should equal. I think knight e5. White has superior center and piece play. Knight e5 is correct. This is very skeptical about the sacrifice on e6. Is this working? Is this working? Bishop takes, pawn takes, queen check, b7. No, I'm saying it's not castled. I'm also thinking white has not able to bring the rook. So I am going astray. So white should castle, but then black will be ready to bring bishop and castle. Anyway, white is better. White is better anyway. The standard move is to play castle, and black will play something like bishop to d6, rook e1. A small advantage for white. Shitulangi Sakhi, WIM from Maharashtra. Karo Khan. Yeah, this is the main line. h6 you have a possibility on h6, g4 and e6. So this is okay. But bishop exchange is not ambitious. This is not ambitious by white. Treating the game like it's like a French defense. Okay, position, I mean, white has got no much plan easily available because the black queen is settled there very well, and white further exchanges will be of no use. Now it is better to play nd4, knight into and queen into. so that your rooks are freely operating and good chance. Knight d4, nd4, queen d4. Then eventually you want to prepare for the break, f4, f5, because g6 will weaken the black squares completely. White has some space, but black is nothing to worry about it. Here कुछ आवाज आया means something, any noise has come, कुछ आवाज आया, nothing. Now it was better to bring rook e1 first. Okay, this is harmless because king to h8, rook e1, and you can play, yeah. The position is not dangerous because now ng5 can come, ng5 cannot come, knight h5 cannot come. Suppose in the position king h8, knight h5 or winning, but there is nil chance that knight h5 can come. And rook e1, you have got rg8 or re8. Now king h8 should be the safest course. After king h8, white has some desperate moves. White can play some desperate moves, because if the, suppose like the rook come to d3 with a tempo, you can throw the knight and bishop a5. All this is not, it is only in the imagination, it will not come. After king h8, rook e1, and you have got rook e8. The other plan is h4, h5 is very slow. King h8, you can pull the bishop. He can pull, save the bishop with the idea of f4, h5. That is slow now. All these things would have avoided had white played at this moment, had white played rook e8, everything would have been avoided. Because c5 will run to the bishop f8 or be6, very easy win, very easy plus. But anyway, this still black has not so much problem, but he has to be careful, because after king to h8, he may save the bishop to bb1 with the idea h4, h5. King h8 is forced. After king h8, white can play either rook h to e1 or save the bishop to b1. bb1 is not a problem, because after king h8, if you play bishop to b1, he can just paralyze the pieces, bishop into knight, bishop into knight. I don't see any problem for black. So re1 is the best critical move, but after re1, you have got rook e8. By that time rook reaches e4, bishop f8 will push the queen, giving him ample defensive resources. She played king g8, okay. One of the idea, he has to play now bishop b1. Rook e1 is harmless. After rook e1, you can also, black can also play bishop into e4 and pawn f5. Rook e1 is harmless. Or rook e8, both. So I think white's best chance here is to play bishop to b1, so that eventually he can prepare to play knight h4 if there is a time, or you play h4 h5. So white's only chance is to go for a kingside attack, because the endgame is very unfavorable for white, and his own king is also, white's own king is also not safe. So white's only chance to go for some desperate kingside attack. So white should play bb1, good or bad. But then bishop and knight and d4 pawn also falling. I don't think d4 pawn he should not take. Best is to play rook h1. I don't see anything better than that. Rook h1, and then preparing, he will play rook e8 and bf8, or he can play bishop into e4 and f5. Both are playable, because after f5 rook goes back. But then in that case, the problem is the g5 square. White has good control on g5, so his knight can enter there. So I would say it is better to play here rook h1, better rook e8. Rook e8. I think it should be reasonably good. And black is out of any problem. Now black must be in trouble, because the central break is coming. For not last chance he had to play d5 before white has castled, after white castled, but he never came out of the problem now. This is bad. After this point he missed the d5 move. Now he will never get the chance. I think white is already better now. White is better. With a knight on e5, gunning at h7, f6, and I think white position is clear better. The variation I am suggesting now, white should play bishop into c5, after queen c5, rook a4. The idea is to switch the rook the king side. Black seems to be in big danger. Look at the variation: bishop into c5, queen c5, rook a4. How is going to stop the rook coming? The 4-5 white pieces will in attack. The white bishop, knight, queen, rook. I think it is dangerous. After bishop into bishop, rook a4, bishop into c5, rook, queen c5, rook a4, white is already threatening this rook coming to h4 and some Greek sack on h7. Dangerous. You can play direct rook a4 also. You can play direct rook a4 also. No need to take it. Preferably rook a4 or bishop c3. Both are good. Both are good for white. Because saving the bishop will give more opportunity to hit on f6 later. So bishop c3 is desirable, then rook a4. The position has become very difficult for black. You cannot dislodge that knight easily, because rook a4 is coming. Normally rook comes via third rank. Here the a file is open, so I think it is very dangerous. The threat is to bring rook a4, and nd7 will be fatal. After rook a4, nd7, he can take and give Laskar's 2 bishop sack. Laskar's sack. What white? Black is going for rook a4. What is he doing for rook a4 now? He has to get rid of the bishops, very dangerous. Rook a4 is simply crushing. What do you think, Mr. Murdaz? It is between Bhakti Kulkarni. Game is very interesting stage. Bhakti Kulkarni. So, is there any good defense against rook a4? I don't see. White's threat is rook a4. And how black is going to parry?
It is going to be really hard for
Yeah.
to defend it, but
Knight on e5, rook a4 is just crushing.
the black rook on a5 is really passive right now.
Uh,
To make it
Rook a4 is coming, finishing the game. I think it is a very fast finish, rook a4. Because after that 5 white pieces will attack. So the only move seems to be that rook to d8, preparing the bishop coming to f8 for defense, right?
yeah, that will be better.
Yeah, but then also that not good. Rook a4. It seems to the only move is rook f d8. It's also dangerous. What happens? Rook a4, rook d8. White can play a move like rook f4. Rook f4. Threatening an exchange sack. Hmm? B7. Yeah. So rook f4, rook d8, not rook f4 maybe. Then rook h4. That is good. That also looks dangerous. G6 has to be played. G6 has to be played. Rook h e1. I think white position is very strong. After rook f4, rook d8, he can just play rook f2 e1, so that the bishop is free to operate and rook is ready. Okay, very interesting game, and white is better. Dibya. I guess this is not so dangerous here. Not so dangerous. Giving a piece, giving a piece is not dangerous, because simply bishop into knight and h5, he can just play g5. I don't think it's a very rash move. Very rash move. Bishop into e4, knight g5 is the only move. Okay. Oh, he has knight g5. See, very interesting move. Bishop into e4, ng5 is coming. Okay, it is not forced all that. Anyway, ng5 is a threat now. This puts black into big trouble. ng5.
Yes, if pawn captures, then there is a directly checkmate coming.
Yeah.
So what white is doing is putting a double threat. Knight g5, directly attacking on h7,
Hmm.
and if pawn captures, rook from h1 and queen is attacking on h7. So what black can do now? Knight e6.
King g8 was risky. I recommended king h8. Okay, let's see, try to find a defense. We'll try to find out a defense. From a winning position, the table has turned into last three moves. What is he going to do for ng5? Tough seed is in trouble.
Even if we move knight on e6, knight captures knight after knight g5, still pawn is capturing and attacking on h7.
I find a way out, but it is bad. I find a way out.
You have to give up some pieces.
No, you can grab the knight and return the piece. A funny variation I'm thinking, that you play rook e8 is only way to save mate. On ng5, you play pawn into g5, pawn into, you play bishop into c5. So that the king will escape via f8. Queen check.
Make a run towards c8 and
yeah. You try to escape how far it is going. Let us say you play re8 and g5, pawn into knight, pawn into, and then bishop into c5, queen h7 check,
King on f8.
king f8, king f8.
But what white can do is play rook d e1 to block the
Yeah,
e5.
but the knight is there for defense.
Yeah,
Bishop
96
is
king is coming.
bishop is there for defense.
Yes.
So, but how far it is? It is going. Let's check it out. Ng rook e8 is only move to survive. Survive today to fight tomorrow.
Yes.
So after rook e8 and g5, forced to play pawn into h5, and then queen into h5 check, king to e8. Is this a draw? Eh? Is this some kind of draw? No, no. Will bishop c5 will survive, returning the piece. And that seems to the force variation to avoid mate. See, had he played king to h8, this would not have occurred.
Yes.
Yeah, that would have also occurred.
If king h8 comes,
Still the same variation.
yeah.
So I think this is the only move you survived today by playing rook e8, right?
Yes.
After ng5, pawn into g5, pawn h into g5, bishop into c5, queen h7, king f8, and queen to h8 check, then queen f6 check.
Yes.
Force move.
Yes.
What happens? I am worried about not ng5. I think the worry is you give the bishop sack first.
Bishop cross d6.
Yeah, because anyway I want to clear the e line.
Yes.
Now in g5 he can run away. Pawn into knight and bishop c5 run.
Yeah.
But what happens bg6 first? You play pawn into ng5 now. Okay, the rook will come cut off.
Yes. The rook is coming on the second.
And also apart from the rook that f6 square also is bad,
Yes.
right?
Rook will be coming on 7th or 8th rank. If knight g5 pawn captures, check and then queen moves to g6 if captured with h pawn.
Bishop into pawn, pawn into knight to g5, h into g5. Okay.
F into g5 and h into g5.
Then queen h7 check, king f8. But now the king is cut off, no?
Yeah.
Then rook, how about queen on h7? Now how about rook coming to h6? But then you have got bf7. Right? I think black is not out of trouble. Before
It looks like black was in trouble, but apparently it's not.
bishop into c5. Right? Now ng5 is the only move. Otherwise bf8 will push the queen.
Yes.
ng5 only move, h into, and then bishop c5 only move. Bishop c5 is only move.
Can bishop capture on g5?
No, no.
No. The bishop from d2 is coming on
Bishop, we have a d2 bishop.
Yes.
So bishop c5 is only move. But then what about just queen check and rook e8, rook e1?
Now the whole e file is blocked for king.
Because
But after that, 96 can come and stop the rook's file.
knight e6 also is not very good, because in this position that rook is now watching e6 square, right?
Yes. What if we move rook e6? king f8, rook d e1, rook e6. King just need e7 or e8 to go by. So we can just make a fort of rook, temporary fort.
See, there is a very interesting line I am suggesting also. One line I am recommending here. Knight g5, pawn into bishop c5, right?
Yes.
Bishop c5, then you play queen into pawn check, then king f8, then bishop into g6.
And bishop into e6.
Why? The rook h7 check. The point is, I am clearing that f7 pawn so that after queen check, the rook check is coming on h7. You got it?
But what if after bishop takes g6, king directly goes to e7?
That is bad. No, queen f6 and bf5 is mate.
Oh yes, 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 yes. Queen f7, yes. Queen f7.
Not mate exactly, but Rani bishop, there is a bishop. But it looks very, very messy. Right? But in any case, white has nothing to think but ng5. There is nothing else.
Knight g5, pawn takes, queen f7, king goes to f8.
Yeah. White.
And bishop cross g6 you are talking about.
Yeah. No, not bishop g6. Now pawn into pawn. And you run.
After king f8.
Yeah. Maybe here bishop c5.
Yes.
Yeah, and then I think queen into h7 or direct. You don't play queen into h7 because anyway h into g is not allowed, right?
F into g is only the only option if black wants to capture.
And then you want to bring the rook h4. Idea rook f4 is there.
Yes.
Knight e6 is bad. I think queen check, king f8, queen f6 check is not working because king is running away, right?
Yes.
So what do you think of the variation? Bishop into pawn, g6, f into g, queen check, and then queen check, rook h7. Is it working? No, because bishop is there.
Bishop coming back on f7. Black bishop is coming back.
And what if he plays pawn into c5 and bishop c3? What? How about that variation? Is there any adequate defense? It looks gloomy.
Takes c5. Then rook will be taking on e4.
Rook will be taking on e4, bishop c3.
Bishop c3.
गणपत हो गया.
Oh, now. Oh my god.
Knight e6 only move. Knight e6 is only move.
But after knight e6, bishop f6 is coming.
Bishop f6 will come. Right?
And e7 is blocked.
Yeah. I think pawn into c5, I think that brings end to the black's fate. She got a good position. Rook f e8 was correct when white castled. I recommended at this moment just rook e8 is fantastic position
Yes.
because bishop is coming directly and e6 and she played king to g8. At this moment I think king to h8 is okay because h4 and g5 there are two moves, right?
Yes.
King to h8, h4, rook g8 and g5. I will take it and rook g7.
Yes.
At the moment king g8, king h8 holds a lot of resource
Yes.
because h4 rook g8, knight g5 does not work. I will accept and rook g7.
Yes. And after rook g7, rook is defending both g6 and h7.
Yeah,
So bishop g6 is not an option
yeah,
afterwards.
I can play then easily defend because the bishop will go and there is no much. King h8 was quite safe.
Quite well.
This is what I recommended. But strange, it seems he played this and probably she overlooked this variation. Here, now bishop d6 was prudent. At least you don't allow the bishop open the line for the white.
Open the diagonal for bishop. Yes.
Yeah, bishop d6 would have survived today.
Yes. That's a really deadly diagonal. After g6 for
Of course,
king.
in that case also white is better because white will be some pawn up, 5 pawns to pawn up after bishop d6, queen check, queen f6 check, then queen into d6. Not so easy, right?
Yes.
White will be pawn up. And also the variation check, queen check, pawn into check. I think bd6 was surviving probably. And after this I think the all is over. I think pawn into c5, I don't see a adequate defense on the long diagonal. Huh? Hello? Pawn into c5. Eh? White has two threat. In case you play pawn to b4, in case you will play pawn b4, then I don't have to go. I will play maybe bishop f4. Idea bd6 and mate. Right? Hello?
After
Pawn into c5.
pawn into c5.
Pawn b4.
Black plus b4. Now you
No.
are going to do bishop on f4.
Black will play pawn b4 only move.
Yes.
After pawn b4, you play bishop to f4, threatening bd6.
Yes.
Rook e6 only move or knight b5.
Yes.
Knight b5 is bad because in this case that capture on d5 is also probably winning because rook e1 will crush through.
Yes.
Queen into pawn check and rook e8, rook e1, rook d e1. After you play b4, bishop into, and then you play knight b5, you can play here bishop into bishop and rook d e1. I think that's the end of the game. Queen check, rook d e1. Eh?
Yeah.
If you play mechanically queen h7, no, king is running away. Queen h7, king f8, queen check, king to e7. He will survive because the d5 is guarded by knight. He will survive, right? Right?
Directly right now queen takes h7.
Yeah, that's what I say.
Yes.
I think pawn into c5 is more prudent because king is not running away. Right? You have to meet the immediate threat, no?
Yeah.
After pawn into c5, b4, that knight is coming to b5. You understand?
But wait. Pawn takes b4.
No, pawn c5. Now pawn into c5.
Pawn into c5 first.
Huh.
Then b4.
Then b4. Then you can play here. You can play bishop to. She will play that.
Yes.
Now b4 is the only move to survive today.
Yes.
But she has put up a defense. I don't see because rook e5 that queen e7 is not working. Rook e5 loses the rook free.
Yeah.
Now only b4 is the only move to survive today. What happens if you play knight e6? Knight e6. Trying to run away anyway.
Knight on e6. Bishop comes on c3. Targeting f6 square.
Yeah. And there is no adequate defense.
But after knight e6, if bishop comes on c3, there is queen takes g4 coming.
Queen takes?
G4. Because bishop will be moving on c3, queen takes g4 check, and queen will get 96 bishop c3,
I
queen
saw.
takes g4. Pawn has only one support of queen.
I know, I see.
So after 96, what will be the ideal move for white?
96. I think 96 does not survive. I think 96 does not survive.
What will white do?
White will play f4.
f4.
Hmm. With the idea, I play bc3 next. The top seed in trouble today. How she will wriggle out of the mess? How black is going to wriggle out of the mess? 96. If you play bc3, sorry f4.
f4.
Once again the threatening bc3, right?
Yes. So once again definitely. After that b4.
Yeah, before now the knight is not coming to b5. No,
Yeah.
I can capture and come back. Earlier the knight was coming to b5 to stop for the moment,
To c3. Yes.
but now I can happily capture and come back to c3. So f4, and that f4 if you attack, I can defend it further. I think it is very difficult. Very difficult. Now 96 variation does not work because of f4. What other move he can do? What about rook e4? What about,
I was just thinking about that thing.
yeah?
What if we play rook on e4?
Now rook in e4, bishop c3. You have knight to e8,
Yes.
defending f6 as well, right?
Yes.
Because you are taking a bishop, you can return the queen also. You have to two piece up. You are rook into e4, bishop c3, knight e8. The idea to run away anyway. Hmm?
But what will black do after bishop g7? Oh, sorry. Knight is on yet. I thought it was on f8.
No,
My bad, my
now
bad.
I think he will wriggle out after rook e4, wriggle out. Bishop c3, knight e8, right?
Yes. And now. So, do you think d takes c5 was an ideal move?
dc5.
Yes.
It was better actually at the moment, and he played quickly at the moment.
Yes.
It was not easy in my opinion. You can play queen into h7 and bishop into,
g6 first.
yeah, then rook h4 with the threat of doubling rook, drop rook f4 threat.
Yes. So rook is coming from either on f.
And because anyway you maintain threat dc5. Anyway, after queen h7, king to f8, bishop into e6. Anyway, the threat bishop is under attack,
Yes.
and anyway you can bring the same plan of bc3 after dc5. I think it was better to give the check first, right?
Yeah.
Time control, equal time. What about direct bg6 now? F into g, एक ही बात एक ही है, because the king is not running away, right?
Yes. But right now it's a black's turn.
Yeah, you can play.
So
You,
if rook takes e4, then there will be no option of bishop takes d6.
no, this is bad, already bad.
Yes.
Now rook e4 is coming. But what about now queen into pawn check and then bishop f6, g6 and rook? Now this is already he has burned the board.
After rook e4, if bishop c3 comes, there is the option of rook c4 also, pinning the bishop. And then
No, pinning bishop will not work. Mate threat, no. There is a mate threat on g7.
Oh yes, 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 yes.
So, but it will simply run knight e8. Now you are two piece up,
Yes.
and I am ready to run. E file is blocked.
Yeah, pin doesn't work. Bishop is going to the
After rook e4, I think black is winning. Black is winning. Bishop c3 does not work. Knight e8. Check, he is running away.
So earlier you said about king being on h8. If it was on h8, rook should have come.
g8 and
On
g7
c8,
and rook g7.
yes.
Then queen joins, bishop joins. Okay. Now this seems to be rook e4 is the only move. Why she is thinking so long? She is worried about bishop to
c3.
c3 and bf6. She is worried about that. But knight e8. She will find it. She will find it.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, the trouble is not over yet, not over yet, not over yet.
What is coming?
See, after rook e4, bc3, knight e8, okay, okay,
Yes.
then you can play. You can play queen into check and then f3 idea rook e1. I want to seize the file. You see that?
Yes.
f3, okay,
Hmm.
idea rook e1,
Hmm.
but rook e6 is there, right?
Yes.
So rook into e6.
Bishop has to take e6. Then queen will be open. So f pawn cannot take on e6.
In any case, it will survive because you give time to defense. I think whatever good or bad, rook e4 is only move. Then only any other moves are losing. Right? Knight e6, f4 is coming.
Rook takes on e4, f3, rook on e6.
f3. f3. f3 is not good because I can play rook d4 also. Idea rook into bishop.
Yes. Rook d4, then if bishop goes to c3, rook takes d1.
Check.
And if king takes, bishop is going to give bishop takes f3, discover check.
Yeah, 3 bg2 and then knight will come and survive. Maybe possible. Your move f3 is interesting. Rook e4, f3. Black can. Black can give a check also, no? He has a check. Right?
Yes.
See, the f3 is not good. A check is coming. Then bishop check will come. He will survive. In any case, rook e4 is the only move. What happened other game? Let's have a look.
Yeah.
Padmini Raut is building up. White is better. White has an active position and white is better. D4 is coming. Systematic pressure on the center. White better. Who is
After
this?
D4, black can play C5, C4 to block the bishop.
Oh,
White bishop.
that is bishop will come by a B1. It is
Yeah.
temporary. After D4, rook
Go to
C1,
B1 and directly attack
you
on
can play BC1, BB1 and rook A2 also.
Yeah.
So that is, I think D4 is preparing and black cannot do anything about it. It's just bad. This is rook A4. She has not played so long. Huh? Now rook D8 is only move to survive today, to fight for tomorrow. Huh? Already is in big trouble. After rook A4, now rook D8 is only move, right?
Yes.
And rook A4, you can play bishop to F8.
Yeah, we can see the time, only 2 minutes left.
अरे अरे R8 only move. अभी सोचना क्या है? Why is taking so much time? The bishop must come back. Nothing is happening. ये उधर ही अटक गया.
No, the time is going on. Let me check.
She missed this move. Black, who is black player? ऐसा करोड़े. Knight F4 is the correct move. After Knight F4, you have to take it. Otherwise, Knight will go to G6.
Can you just refresh the tab?
Tab.
Wait, I'll do.
Now, Knight F4 is the correct move.
Okay.
I think tension, no, tournament tension. Rook E4. I don't see. What is the rook E4, BC3, knight E8, some queen check. And queen run away. King is running away. You have two pieces up.
Going to make a
Huh? You will piece up and run away. One whole piece.
It looked like black was in trouble. But
Black was in trouble, but he has got out. White made mistake.
Yes.
What else you can do here? Can you give a second piece second? Bishop into pawn check, a rook F4. No, that is bad. You have to take it. Bishop takes pawn, pawn into queen into H7 check and rook F4. Eh? Rook F4, no. Rook E4 is coming. Eh?
But if black finds rook takes e4, then it is going to be hard for white to
White is losing straight.
yes, play further.
Because knight E8, I think this safely. You are guarding F6 G7, right?
Yeah. So white might have thought of knight e6, but knight e8 is a really surprising move.
Safe move. Knight A3. Huh? I can't. Okay. This is Soumya Swaminathan.
She ran out of time? No.
what happened to Dhyana Patel and Dhyana Patel is not doing good. It's bad person. He's winning. Black is winning. Queen and knight and rook and there is nothing.
It's a hand game between Canada and UK.
Where? Pratishtha Vada winning.
I'm on 24th floor.
What about Priya Mishra Vasnawala?
She's on 19th floor.
Huh.
Yeah.
Mishra Vasnawala seems to have an advantage. Yeah.
Rook D8. Rook D8 is coming.
C5 has to come. Right? C5 has to come. But then B5 is coming.
Yeah, I was about to say that D5, then if knight moves, bishop takes.
So rook D8, bishop F4 is the only force move.
Yes. Let's check our first board. What happened?
Unfortunately, Dhyana is not in a good shape in the position. Dhyana position is in trouble.
What is happening here on the last board?
Dhyana's board. Dhyana is in a bad way.
Black is zero check on C4.
They lost on time.
No. It's not lost on time because there is a different time format.
No, 40 moves over only they give, no.
Yeah, no. It's I think it's about something. Let me check. Lost on time or she might have written.
Result should come here.
Yeah, that's why. What is the board number?
Hello, who is this? Hello? Hello, who is this? I don't know this game. She's taking so long. Rook e4. What is the threat? I don't see. Rook e4. I think black is winning. Is there any way he can disturb? Because I have a base at e6 also. After rook e4, bc3, knight e8, queen check, king f8. Okay. Bishop into g6 is not working. What is that? What do you think? Bishop g6? Bishop g6, pawn into, then queen into g6, right?
Uh, rook takes e4,
Then there is no bg7. There is no bg7 only. Rook takes e4 should win.
Rook takes e4, queen takes h7,
King f8,
king f8, bishop c3,
knight
knight
e8.
on e8. Now queen h8 check.
Nothing. King e7.
Bishop f6.
What is she afraid of? She should win.
Bishop f6. Then what?
Knight is there, no? You play rook e4, queen check, king f8, bc3, knight e8.
Queen h8, king e7, bishop f6.
Bishop knight into f8.
Queen takes f6.
King d7, run.
Queen takes f7.
King c8. Even you have rook e7 also. Even you have rook e7 also.
This will be gone.
Not drawn, lost. Rook e4 is winning. Black is winning. Malasvi game, black is winning. Sija Sesadri is white. Too much.
Okay. We were at the queen takes f7, king on c8. Before that, rook takes d5.
Now,
Capturing the
Divya just moved. No. Rook into e4 I take.
first rook into e4,
Hmm.
starting with queen h7,
King f8,
king f8, bishop c3,
knight e8,
knight e8, queen h8 check,
king to
king
e7,
bishop f6,
knight into
f6,
e7,
queen f6,
king d7.
king d7, rook takes d5,
Yeah, that is not a pawn into.
c6 check,
King to run away to c8. You are left with only one rook on the board.
Okay, before c6 check, what if queen takes f7 first? Now
Yeah.
rook is coming back on e7.
Yeah. There is only queen and rook, and yes,
Rook comes back on e7, queen takes.
active rook is
No,
there.
it might be something going on here. If rook e7 comes back, queen takes d5 check. Okay.
No. Now rook e4, you play queen check, and then you play king f8, then you play bishop c3, knight e8, then queen check, bishop check, knight into, queen into, kd7, then you play rook into d5.
Rook takes d5, pawn takes,
Ah,
queen takes f7.
no going back. King to f8,
king
c8.
to c8, then c6, threatening queen d7 checkmate.
But I have a move, no queen e7 will come.
Yes. Okay, but if queen e7 comes, rook at z is coming. No, but yes.
Rook into d5, your rook is not there, you have only a rook and a queen on the board.
Yes.
You have a rook and queen on the board. You want to play, after I play rook into, pawn into, you play c6, right?
Yes. So, no. Yes, yes.
Yeah, king
First
is.
queen f7 check, king c8, then c6, threatening b8
Yeah.
checkmate, b7 checkmate. And if queen tries to intercept, rook comes on h8. And then exchanging the queen and taking a8 rook. There might be something. That's why Divya is taking too much time. She might have found rook d5. But after c6, rook c4 is also coming. Rook c4, king moves and rook takes c6.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it's winning. Winning.
Rook is guarding the king then.
Is this game over? Bhakti Kulkarni.
Really interesting position on table number 1.
Vaishnavi Sriji Kalyani. So, a sack. So, white gives a piece sack. Not sack. What is the pawn position? 5 pawns each. I don't think it's so dangerous. I don't think it is dangerous. Huh? Just move the king, right? Hello?
King goes on h8.
Yeah. The material is equal.
Yes, but
Black has an edge.
yes. After that, bishop has to come back, otherwise it will be given for free.
Yeah. Black has edge.
Instead of bishop on h6, white should have played e5. e5 would be better. No, rook takes bishop takes queen is coming on d1. There are two attacks on d1.
You have to take the pawn.
Yes.
Now black is better. Are you getting in time trouble?
Yes.
I think she should do that. What you have to take, there is no second choice for you. Other moves are very bad.
Otherwise, bishop g6 is coming,
Yeah.
and then it will not be easy for black to survive. Only 6 minutes left.
20 moves.
20 more.
Is it digital board is correct or something wrong?
Yeah,
It is
there might
time.
be something technical difficulty. I can contact our digital arbiter.
Yeah. This is, I don't know whether he lost on time or game going on.
Because right now time is showing 0-0.
What happened to Dhyana is bad way. What happened to Dhyana is lost only, I think.
Second over 3.
चल रहा है.
See, time was add on. Right now 3 minutes showing against Raut Padmini. 7 minutes showing of uh, Bhakti Kulkarni. So that we can understand there might be some technical difficulties.
Now, I think the position of Dibya,
Yes. See,
this is I would say that he has survived.
yeah. But White should have taken chance of Queen at 7 instead of Bishop
I
F6
don't
directly.
see I don't see all out of all the problem. Now Queen to F4 check and Queen to C7 is okay. 5 pawns, 5 pawns. Huh?
Hmm.
Rook H8 will come. Now best is to play. What we can do?
Bishop is paralyzed. Otherwise, Bishop should have come to A2 also to directly attack on
Queen
B1.
check. King to B1.
King to B1.
How did the game go on? Let us have a look. Let's have a look.
Yeah, after rook takes e4, queen at 7, instead of queen at 7, white played bishop f6 directly. Ritika played bishop on f6. So black instantly captured it. Pawn captured, queen captured, and white went for the material advantage.
I think it is here is a critical moment. This position queen into queen,
Yes,
king into rook, king g7, rook into. You take the c5 pawn.
yes. Rook c4 and then c5.
Take c5 pawn.
Then it will be 3 versus 2.
No, then g2 is under attack.
Yes.
So there is
Also a2 is under attack.
no king will go to b1.
Yeah.
After rook take rook into pawn, check is not there. G2
Yeah.
under attack. You defend g2. Then there is counterplay is there.
Yes.
Then bishop e4 check will come and some counterplay is there.
In current position, if king goes to b1, bishop a2 is coming.
King goes to
b1, bishop takes a2.
idea
Go for draw.
rook check.
Rook check.
kb1 is forced.
Yes.
Then queen e4 check.
Yes.
kc1 is forced.
Yes.
It's made.
Oh, it is coming. So king has to go on a1 only after bishop takes a2. I thought there might be some perpetual checks and draw, but
King A1.
accidentally.
King A1.
Then again bishop has to go back to block d5.
Oh, that
Now
will.
rook a4 is coming
No,
after bishop d5.
yeah, it is winning. Black is winning. But so rook D2 is forced.
Yes.
Rook D2 is forced.
Right now rook d2 is the only move for white.
Yeah, because if King C2, rook check is coming anyway.
Yeah, rook c4 is.
Hey, that blocks the bishop. Wait, King C2, King
Rook
C2.
can go to e2 also.
Huh?
Rook e2.
Rook E2 check. The king is running away. Queen S7 check.
Goes
King.
inside again. Bishop takes a2. King captures. Queen check on a4. King goes to b1. Queen c2. King a1. Queen b2. Checkmate.
Now rook D2. Rook D2.
Rook d2 again. Rook e2.
Rook E2. But then queen will come back for defense. Queen check and queen to B4 can
Yes.
come.
So earlier you said about king on g7.
And even rook D1 is there. Queen check and rook D1 is also there. So
If rook d1 comes,
rook D1, you have
then queen c4 check. If rook comes c2 again, queen f4 check.
I think
Black can play with white king for a little bit.
rook D2. King C2 is risky.
No, not on king c2.
If you play King C2, I can fight technically. Queen into F2 and Queen C5.
Yeah.
I will have some two pawns and a good position. So rook D2 is forced. I think. Rook D2, right?
Rook on d2.
Rook on D2, rook C4 check.
King has to go on d1.
D1.
Okay, okay.
Then Queen G4 check.
No, wait.
Yeah. Queen G4 check is winning.
But can we just play directly bishop f3?
No, rook D2.
Instead of waiting for f3, we can just play directly bishop f3. Pawn captures, queen check. h1 is going. And if there is not rook e2, king goes to e1, rook c1 is checkmate.
Yeah, rook D2 is only move, but rook C4 check, king comes there.
Either white has to give up rook.
I think the position only move is king to B1. Rook C4 check, king A1, only move. The bishop into pawn.
Same thing, bishop into pawn, king goes to a1.
Rook A4.
Not first rook a4, because if we first play rook a4, queen d8 is coming with the support of rook d1, rook on d1.
Yeah.
First bishop has to go back on d5 and then play rook a4.
But in that case, queen into check, you have a flight to king to F6, right?
Yes.
So she has survived.
So then white has to give check properly. Queen a7, king f6.
Instead of bishop C5, that girl was winning, Mitika.
Yes. Bishop a2 is coming. Because in rook d2 there is a checkmate cover.
So bishop to E2, bishop into A2 check, king A1.
King a1, yes, of course. Because if king goes to c2, rook c4 is coming. Queen f2 is coming. Rook e2 is coming.
King A1, you go back, bishop to D5.
If bishop a2, king c2, rook on e2, king c3.
I think,
checkmate.
I think not bishop D5. You can go to bishop A6 because rook into bishop, chance you should not allow.
No. If bishop e6, queen on d8, it is checkmate.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It will be really
Yeah.
drastic for black to move
Yeah.
bishop on e6.
I think
Not opening file of
I think black is winning.
yes.
What happened there?
But time there is a too much time.
Padmini Raut has 4 minutes. 4 minutes, would you believe that? Anyway, good position it is. It's a good position. What happened? Bhakti Kulkarni lost or what?
No, no, game is going on. There was some technical difficulties. That's why time was not being shown.
This is
Right
Bhakti
now it is
Kulkarni
playing
game.
on 1 minute 47 seconds.
Now, here, rook here. Why rook here? I was recommending rook 2 in this position. I recommended here bc3, rook a4. You bring rook a4. Rook h4 and queen enters h6 later.
As you said,
Rook a4.
rook a4.
Yeah, rook d1 is a pointless move.
Yes. Somehow knight managed to attack on. Sorry, defend white. Black's king.
Black survived.
Yes.
After rook a4, you would have a nightmare.
Yeah.
You would have got a nightmare.
Let's look at our first move.
What is happening to Mary?
Same thing happened. Bishop a2, king a1, bishop d5.
Yeah.
But now white accidentally pinned the rook on e4 by playing rook h1.
Rook h1.
So now black king has to move somewhere. So a7 and trying to come from behind on a5. a5, king b2, a2, king c1, then bishop b3. I guess.
Now he is in a bad way. He's in a bad way.
Then d1 is hanging.
Now rook and rook. Because threat is rook. Now better rook into rook you have to take.
Yes, yes. But right now rook into rook, bishop into rook. Now there is a queen f5 coming.
b4, pawn b4 now. White is better. Acha, queen check is there.
Yes.
A deadly check is coming. You can't play b4. So,
Queen e5 is coming.
so rook into rook is forced. And after that,
Break. Rook into rook. What white can do here? Queen f5 is coming with double attack, so white has to capture rook or play the rook elsewhere. Can white play rook on e3? So if queen tries to come on a5, rook comes on a3.
that will lose, I think. Because rook e3, you have a check and bishop check.
King goes on c1.
Rook e3, rook e3, queen check, king there. Just b pawn b4 is winning.
Yes. Rook b3, rook b3, f3, queen check, king b1.
After rook e3, you need not capture also. You can just play b3, b4. Eh?
Directly queen a4.
No, rook a4 check, rook into rook check, queen e5 check. Hmm? Unsurmountable checks will come.
Yes.
So rook e3 is not correct. Hello? 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 I can't hear anything. Hello? There is no network problem here. I am trying to defend white position now. Rook into rook and b3. Rook into rook, bishop takes rook, b3. Okay? Queen e5 is king a2 is there, and there is no bishop check. Okay?
b3, then b4.
b3.
Yeah, after white's b3, black plus b4.
But queen into now in this case, queen can come back to h8. I have time for h8.
No, what I am saying, rook e3.
No, rook into rook now.
Rook into rook, bishop capture.
Pawn b3.
Now pawn b3, so black plays b4.
b4, I can play.
No, rook e1 is coming, paining the bishop.
Rook a1 cannot come, no.
e1.
No, you don't play b4 only.
No, playing b4, so that if rook comes on e1, queen a5 check. No.
Rook into rook and b3. Now
We have to keep that diagonal open so that if rook comes on e1, queen can just play rook queen a5 and capture the rook on e1 with double attack.
see.
So b4 is not a good.
Rook into rook and b3. Survival. Hmm?
Rook on d3.
No, rook into rook and pawn b3
Yeah.
is survive for time being. But anyway, I think then in that case, in that place, queen check and queen takes pawn. Is there any mate? I don't see a mate coming. I don't see. Is there a mate? Because queen d8 check, king to e6. Is there no mate? I don't see. 5 pawns versus 3. Hello? You played bad move.
Rook on b1.
Array, d8 mate is guarded. Rook and rook is there is a check. d8 mate is guarded. Finish. King c1,
Queen a1.
queen into pawn check, but then Yeah, but there is queen into pawn check.
Yeah, so black has to be really accurate.
I don't see any problem. She'll have. Just take the pawn with check, then think.
There are some results.
Say queen into b2 check, king e3 will come. Suppose. Okay. Queen b3 check. Queen b3 check should win the king queen pawn ending. It should win. Black is out of danger, is winning.
At one point, white was attacking.
White was winning at one point. Instead of bishop c3 here. No. When she played bishop c3. This is a winning position.
Yes.
Now instead of b5 rook e8 was clear plus. Clear plus minus plus. This is a further bad move. Now queen h5 check was correct.
Yes.
Made some 3-4 errors. I think she is winning the game now. Queen check, king d2, queen into pawn check, king to e3, queen b3 check. The queen pawn ending is winning. Queen b3 check.
And if king captures bishop, queen
Queen-
goes for rook.
Then the queen and pawn ending winning.
It will be 4 versus 3.
4-3 and the pawn is weak. No, pass pawn ready made, weak pawn, open king, it should win easily.
But after queen takes e1, sorry, d1,
Queen into pawn check, king,
queen into pawn check.
Queen
instead
d7.
of that, queen takes c6.
queen takes c6 also will
Trying to
lose.
make c pawn pass pawn.
The black king is nearer actually.
The black king is there, white king is also
No.
one square.
I will play queen e2 check, queen into f2 check.
Yeah, so you are just going to collect all the pawns first.
Yeah, there is two pawns are there and king is nearer. But this can be the only chance.
If white threatens to pass the pawn on c, they can just exchange the queen and go for
And
the
also
third.
apart from other things, after queen into king e3, you can play the cold-blooded bishop d5. King on e3. You can just play queen bishop d5,
Yes.
right?
Stopping the queen d8
Yeah.
as well as saving the bishop.
Yeah.
Now everything is ending for white.
Bhakti Kulkarni game. What happened? She is losing a piece. Surviving. Okay. happened to Asriya Das? Black is better. Pawn up and two bishops. It's a Padmini Raut game. Tibet Dasmukh is winning. And what happened to Padmini Raut? I don't think in this position Queen A1 is check. When force move, you should not think. There is no choice here, right? There is no Queen check, Queen into pawn check, King E3, and just play BD5. Just play BD5. What are you worried about? Rook into D5? Hmm?
Just a moment. Let me check the people. Okay.
Just take the pawn. Check and check, Queen into pawn check, King E3, then
Bishop D5.
yeah, Bishop D5. Now Rook into Bishop may come, right?
Surprisingly, Padmini Raut versus time.
Black has very active pieces,
Definitely.
Black pieces are more active.
Yeah, as we said earlier, uh, I asked you about that bishop.
Yeah.
Now that bishop is in the B-well.
But meanwhile, Black has activated a lot.
Yes.
Of course, Knight G3 is coming also. Yes.
All the pieces are exchanged now. Move further.
Queen exchange is a bad decision. Now White is out of all problems.
Yes.
Now White is better.
Oh, now Rook A4 is coming. It should have been bad.
Yeah.
Better. Oh no, I missed round table number 2 and 3. Rook A4 was the ideal move in Sadhu Tejaswini versus Bhakti Kulkarni. Not in Padmini Raut's case.
Pawn into is forced. Rook into loses exchange of pawn on. So pawn into is forced. After pawn into,
No, Rook into.
idea doubling the rook on the line. Idea double the rook on the line.
She got only 1 minute.
I think it's better for white now. White should play bc3. White should play bc3, rook into rook into. There is a threat of rook check is there. So black has superior minor, white has superior minor piece and also 2-1 majority. I think this will keep trouble. bc3, rook into rook, rook into rook, rook b7, then g3. Right?
Let's move to board number 4. Sai versus Isha.
Sai versus Isa. So Isa has just played.
Rook on e2.
Yeah.
Trying to capture f2. Simple king on j2 defend the f2. But at the same point b2 will be gone. And it's opposite color bishop. So there might be chances of draw. In a
3,
first.
5. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, white is better here.
No, the one pawn on b2 is going. If
No,
white
white.
tries to save f2 or b2,
No, the correct move is rook f4.
after rook f4 what is happening?
Or king j2 may be correct move. Simple move. Simple move.
I just said that king g2 may be simple move.
You have to take the pawn.
In endgame also.
You have to take the pawn.
Yes.
And now rook e4 will come.
Now rook e7 is coming. Yes.
White is better anyway.
Yeah.
It should be managing a draw opposite color. So good drawing chances. Let's have a quick look at this is Soumya Swaminathan.
Versus Bristi. Mukherjee Bristi.
Brishti Mukherjee.
Weekends with this is undeveloped knight on d1. Now exchanging all the pieces for going straight towards the endgame.
Rook into rook. Rook a7 is coming. Rook a7 will come.
Rook a7,
Rook b8.
bishop a5, then bishop g5 or bishop f8.
Bishop c5 can come. It's equality.
Yes. Bishop c5.
White is having extra pawn but not so.
But after bishop c5, bishop c7 is coming.
Bishop and rook will come. Mahalakshmi is winning position. What happened to Divya? Very Divya's position?
Yeah, same thing happened
Yeah.
in b11, queen b2, waiting for white pawn.
King e3 is the only chance. Then bd5, rook into d5. And queen d5 with drawing chances. King e3. It will draw maybe.
Room for draw.
See, king e3, rook into d5, rook into d5, d, queen d5. Queen e6, d6 threat, pawn push. King e3 is king e1 is bad because uh, king e1 is bad. Why? King e1 is bad because king e1. What can you do? King e1. You can give the variation uh, queen to b4 check and bishop d5. Close it. King e3. Now it's a draw only. bd5 is practically forced. Queen b3 check is incorrect.
What is happening after queen d3?
Queen b3.
Yes.
King into e4.
Queen into d1.
Queen b7 check.
Queen b7 check.
I'll push that. Huh?
King f8.
Queen into f8. c6. The pass pawn is advanced and king is advanced.
Oh, that's the same thing we discussed earlier.
So here bd5 rook into d5, ed5 queen d5. It's a draw only. It cannot win. Now you will play queen f6, right?
But after bd5, queen d5, somehow black manages to exchange the queens. There might be some possibilities of
But there is no variation.
pass pawn.
Queen d5, queen f6 is only move. Queen f6 only move.
What if we go queen c2?
No, rook d5, ed5, queen c6.
Okay, c6. Okay.
Even hello, hello. Oh yeah, okay. Don't worry, I will see that. Now that is draw only. After rook into d5, I don't have to take the pawn. I don't have to take the pawn. Queen b6 check. I will push the king and I will push the king all the way to g7. Okay. Okay.
Yes.
Then c6. It is black who has to draw. bd5 draw. Rook into d5. Pawn into d5. Queen d5. Queen b7 check. Not queen d5. Okay.
Again, bishop d5.
Rook into d5.
Pawn takes. Queen takes d5.
Maybe queen into a7 check also. What is wrong? Take a, clean the board.
Much better.
Queen a7 you clean up.
Yeah. So that two connected pawns will not be there.
Yeah. The king is also in center. Queen into a7 check. King to e6. Then queen to b6 check. So king on e4, right? King on e3. King cannot run away. I think this is b d5 just a draw. See, king into e4 is not a threat. King into e4 is not a threat. Why? Queen e2 check is coming.
Yes.
She is king into queen into. Hoping queen
Oh,
into.
queen b3.
Not correct. King into e4. Queen into rook.
Now queen takes a7 or queen takes c6.
No, c6 of course. a7 is bad. King e6, no check. Hey, there is a check, man. Queen a2 check is there.
Queen into c6, then queen e6 check. Oh, sorry.
Queen a2 check.
Queen a2 check. Oh,
But king f6. King into force variation while thinking. The variation is forced.
what if white goes e2?
Huh?
White goes to e2.
e2 is bad.
White went for e4.
Then you have got queen into rook only move.
Yes.
Then queen b7 check. Queen b7 is bad. Queen into c6 first.
Queen takes d1 and then first queen b7 and
Oh.
then king goes to f8. After that queen takes c6.
Oh, she is counting on queen e2 check, queen into f2 check. Black's counting. Grab the pawn.
So we cannot give any window over there for checks. White has to go for perpetual checks.
Where is perpetual? King f8 and king e7 is there. So f2 pawn is lost. That means why black will be left with a passed pawn there. That is the danger. Advanced passed pawn.
Only force is left for
3.
For
Now-
black it's 4, for white it's 3.
So I think queen b7 check is correct and safe. Queen into c6 is safe. Now check and queen into pawn check. King f2. It should win, but it is a tough game. Bhakti Kulkarni game is heading to a draw. Draw.
4 versus 3.
It will be a draw only.
2 turtle, 2 pawns on same side. White can take chances of
Hardly anything.
at last there will be hook on ending only. There might be one pawn left for black or white. Okay.
And
Sorry,
okay.
I took a draw.
Who took a draw?
Pawn number 4. Sai versus Bishop.
Again to a draw.
Yeah, after b3. Because rook is not going to leave.
This is also a draw. Bhakti Kulkarni draw. She has given a wrong check. This girl has given a wrong check.
Divya?
No. Who is that white player? Mitika.
Mitika.
Because king is 6, there he has a
No, after.
wrong check.
Oh,
This is winning now.
now like this.
Definite wins. Now check and take the pawn. Simply winning. You just take and check and take the pawn.
Yes.
4 versus
Queen d5,
2.
king moves, queen g2.
Yeah. Our only chance was queen c6. That was also better for black, but not. This is much better. Is there anything interesting, or I will wind up? Is there anything interesting here? Nothing. This is Padmini Raut. Is what is this? What is this? Giving a piece, and that too with a check. Bad.
Blunder.
I don't see anything. You just take the piece.
Takes the piece. Check. King captures. What is black trying to do? Or she just
Is
missed
this
that
person?
pawn is.
Srija Seshadri is winning.
Wait, wait. White is playing rook on d7? Something might be here.
Nothing.
e5,
Just take the piece.
g4. Then why white is playing rook on d7?
Because anyway you can defend the piece. Two pieces. You want two pieces. Who is this? Srija Seshadri is winning.
Also game of board number 5, game of Soumya and Drishti. Opposite color bishops. Ready to one draw.
Yeah, draw.
Board number 5.
Heading to a draw. Opposite color, nothing. Draw.
Vijay and Mahalakshmi 0-1.
Yeah, there is nothing exciting.
Board number 7. 2 rook queen versus 2 rook queen. 6 pawns. 5 pawns. Pawn is on d7. But after king d7, pawn will be gone.
Guru Dhankar won the game.
Can you check the board number 9?
Black is active.
At the same point, the bishop is pinned. Rook has no way to escape and attack from black side.
B3 pawn is falling.
After bishop takes, knight takes, rook takes, then it will be bishop versus bishop.
It is black who is better.
There might be some reason for it.
Black is better. Time trouble for white.
Yeah. Only 33 seconds.
And better position for black.
Oh, Rebecca and Africa.
Arpita
Looks
Mukherjee.
like white is attacking, but white's black bishop is passive. And after bishop is there is nothing white can do.
Which board number?
Board number 10. Rebecca and Arpita. Now after bishop e7 or rook on g7, there is nothing white can do about it. And then knight will get active.
Rook g7 is best. Rook into rook, bishop into rook, and the pawn will fall.
Yes. E6 is also hanging. Bishop cannot move anywhere. If bishop tries to go on d5 and just sit there, king can just come on d7 and exchange the pawn after taking
Black
h4.
is black better.
Yeah,
Best is rg7. Okay.
Board number 11.
11. It is. It should be a draw. Okay.
Rook 3.
Because bishop check, king h8 is bad. Rook b4 is coming. Bishop check. Why did she play this move?
Yeah, why opening?
Bishop check will come.
Okay.
King h8 is bad.
For avoiding bishop b3, she played f6.
Oh, bv3 is not probably winning. bv3, king f8, rook check, rook into pawn with a clear plus h faster.
Yes.
And if king to
96 should have
king,
been better.
king comes to, then rook b4 is coming.
Yes.
Not winning exactly, but giving hardship.
Yeah. Okay. Go down one more. Whatever 12.
This position.
Neha versus Monica. Knight is coming. On d4, but right now it's sliding e3. Where will white move? Not bishop.
I think black is better.
Yes.
Black better.
Attacking on knight and bishop simultaneously.
Mm.
But at the same point, knight d4 is coming.
And d4 is not working. No, rook into pawn will come.
Oh. First rook into pawn will come.
Hmm.
And if rook takes, queen is coming.
Who is entering?
Right now, white has to go f1 only.
Whatever.
With the f4.
No, rook into rook is forced. Takes queen check. This
Rook f1.
is a betting attack. So he comes there.
If rook captures rook, queen is capturing. King goes to f1. Then it will be bishop d3. And knight d2. And then it will be a close position for white to survive.
Black is clearly better. Next.
Next is Saranya versus Anushka. One number 13. Result already came. 1-0.
Yeah.
After that, Sherali versus Manisha Kiran. 1-0. Only in 10 moves. Go back.
Huh?
What number 14? How we missed it? Maybe the quickest game?
And if I resign? Why?
Yeah, that's it.
Why resign? Probably it is not the corruption of the moves.
Yeah.
Knight to knight. I told this is good for black.
Yeah.
There is nothing interesting now. So I think I'll go for lunch.
Let's go for point number 1. What happened there?
Yeah, he won the pawn.
Right.
He is winning endgame. The position is winning.
As you said,
Yeah.
queen check, g2 takes turn.
There is nothing white has got. He cannot leave f2
Queen is stuck there.
and where the king is going.
After some checks, queen is getting exchanged, then there is no way for white to make it a draw.
Now he has to do b4 is coming. We need to pawn check, picking up.
King goes to g5.
No, that is it will queen exchange will win the game. F5 check.
Yes, f5 check.
This black is winning now. Nothing there. Draw. Already draw.
He brought a king towards center.
Bhakti Kulkarni is trying too much. You should not stress too much in a drawn position.
Yeah. But she's taking the chances. Like, what if something happens and white misses something?
like what?
What if the game is going on based on what if something happens? Right now,
Draw, it's a draw.
yeah. Because black king will not be able to leave pawns aside and come forward. Otherwise, rook will just go backside and chop off also.
Caesar Seshadri is winning.
What's the wrong number?
Where do we find the board?
7.
7.
Oh,
There is nothing, all these are not interesting anymore. I think it's over.
okay.
So, Divya is winning this. Nothing, and Pamini is winning. So, this.
So, we are going to end stream now.
Yeah,
Okay.
so, until then.
Just let's say goodbye to everyone.
Hello everybody. So there was some exciting games, especially on the first board, and after making several mistakes, Divya survived. But this is now still a long way. She is winning the queen ending, and Padmini Raut is winning. And Bhakti game was she survived a nightmare today. And what about Esa Karvade drawn? Okay, so thank you very much for your patience to hear my comments, and see you again tomorrow 9:45 for the round 4. So see you, take
Round 4
care.
will be starting on 10.
Yeah.
We will be here early to check out all the games.
Yeah, I
played
will
today.
make a review of the last this round, and tomorrow see you at 9:45. Everybody take care and bye.